With 2 games to be played in Serie A, Juventus, Udinese, Venezia, Juventus, we could say potentially that the season is about to end. It's over, Beppe. Let's think about the new season. And no, it's far away to be over because the results of these 2 games, they will positively impact Juventus season 25-26 if we are doing well. They will impact the season, the next one, in a negative way if we are not doing well. But it's true that with the news of yesterday, announcement of double sponsor, the news of the day before with Francesco Calvo that is resigning, so we are expecting some restructuring at the management of Juve. With today, Juventus that is announcing together with Adidas the new home shirt 25-26, we can feel that fresh air. A smell of a new paint, and I like it. I really like it. A paint with a bit of pink. I really like it. They will not speak only about the new shirt. We'll speak about much more important things that can impact Juventus' future, not only for 25-26, like Giorgio Chiellini, because there are rumors about him becoming vice captain of Juve. Michel Platini, that John Elkann wants to bring at Juve. We'll speak about a restructuring. The words of Scannavino yesterday. A bit of Mercato, so a lot of things to say. So, 2 parts of video. Remaining with us because we have a lot of things to say. Ciao Juventini of the world. My name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you're all doing well. Put a maximum of like on the video if you didn't yet. Please continue to support the channel by subscribing and by commenting. I want your opinions because I'm always curious to read them. When I have the possibility, I answer a lot of them. So thank you for that. Thank you for the interaction. And we start. It's always the same story. We announce the shirts toward May, June, then in November of the new year, of the same year, in November, we already have the leaks of the new shirts for the next upcoming season. A lot of time also they're published, the leaked from La Maglia Bianconera, and the first reaction are always the same. Mamma mia, what an ugly shirt. Oh, what did they do? Adidas, why? Juventus, why? Can't we just go with simple shirts? Can't we just find an artist, a fan with some mock-ups that are always more beautiful than the other ones? Did you see what they did this time? It's always the same story. And usually, because of 20 years of fashion experience, because that's where I work, I'm always patient. I'm always calma, tranquilli. We have time to analyze it. When it will go out, when we'll see the picture, that's where we'll have the final verdict. Well, this time, honestly, and you know it because the people that follow the live, the video this season, you know it, why first reactions on the home shirt were like, I love new ideas, but barcode effect, the leaks that I'm seeing, I'm not really sold on them. And then it happens, the magic. You have the day where it's announced, when you see the high quality pictures. The players wearing it, it's totally different already. Look at Bremer wearing the shirt. Look at Kenan Yildiz wearing the shirt. Look at Kefren Turam wearing the shirt. 3 players that should be there next season wearing it. Not only against Udinese, because that will be the first time that we will wear it. Not only against Venezia, because that will be the second time. Not only during the World Cup, but they should also be there next season in 25-26. And speaking about change, speaking about these are certainties, or should be certainties to tease them. You see the shirt and you say, it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. I was wrong. I should have waited before giving my judgment. What do we see there? We see the black and white stripes. We see that for the first time, very first time, the pink elements. And it's true that we also see and we find back that barcode effect that is not totally gone. Now it's much more less than what we saw in the first leaks. You nearly don't notice it, in the middle a bit there. You can see that it's not really, especially the left part where you have the logo of J, that it's not really with, equal lines, but it's not even that disturbing, especially when you wear the shirt. I really like all the details with different patterns on that black and white. It's a really beautiful shirt. The explanations of Juve and Adidas are that it's a fresh take on an iconic stripes. So we have the new stripes that are actually respecting the black and white stripes, the history of Juve, but they wanted to give a fresh take, respecting Bianconeri identity, respecting the rich history of Juve, but with that youthful spirit, because for people that do not know, the motto of Juve since last year, and it will continue for a few years, is "We are youth since 1897. So always playing with that philosophy of Juventus, the word Juventus, youth. And that's the motto of Juve. So they wanted to give a fresh new look also on the stripes. Is it temporary for only one season? Will we continue to have different stripes also the next season? That's a different story. But now they wanted to give a fresh look. Pay attention, they see the classic black and white structured line reinterpreted in a bold new design. Pink detailing that we saw on the logo of Juve, on the stars of Juve, 3, on the logo of Adidas, here the 3 stripes, and then you have these teeny lines that are actually showing the pattern of the Team Geist color. Do you remember? That was worn in international competition in 2006 World Cup. Beautiful one. 2006 was a beautiful year in terms of trophy won by the Italy national team, but also by Juventus. A trophy that was taken away from us, unfortunately. We know why. And if you don't know why, please go and watch the Calciopoli video. But it was on the field a fantastic, beautiful year. What a team. What a fantastic team. So that's where it's bringing us back. So you have a mix of tradition and innovation. I like the shirt, honestly. Really like it, but I will give you a fantastic news. A really beautiful news. And I think this is a massive win for Juventus Football Club. A massive win. I don't know any other club that already did something like that. So from today online, when you see the first shirt, man, you can choose if you go with or without the sponsor. You can choose just by clicking a tap. I don't want any sponsor. Give it clean, like the home shirt of this season, like the away shirt, like the third shirt, not the player version with Save the Children, but the one that you could buy online. You can go for that one. Or you can go for exactly the same price because you don't pay for it. It's just on top for the sponsor. The only thing that you can pay extra if you want the full package, which means also the Serie A patch. When you have the Serie A patch, you are obliged to take the sponsor, the double sponsor. For what reason? Because in Serie A, we will always play with the double sponsor. Double sponsor, Visit Detroit, Jeep, and the patch. But you can choose if you want clean like that with only the name of the player or your name with a number, you can do that. And that's a massive win because you give the choice to the customers, to the tifosi, which also means that Adidas, that Juventus, they listened. They listened last season to the voice of the support that was saying, oh, guys, we like it without sponsor. To wear it also there on the street, we love it without sponsor. Give it again. And that's what they did. So, chapeau for that. We also see the pre-season match kit. No, not pre-season. The pre-match kit, we see it here. Really light colors, also with that kind of barcode effect. But this time it's a bit less visible because it's really light colors that you see there. A bit of pink, a bit of blue, a bit of yellow. Colors of Torino, color of the first initial shirt of Juve, the pink. Do we like it or do we not like it? I think that in the summer, when the players will wear that one in the high summer in USA, it will not be bad. Now, second topic before going towards the management. You know that yesterday we made a video about the double sponsor. Probably there is something that I didn't know yet fully or I didn't explain really well. Because I saw your first reaction about the fact that in the past we had 40 million euro from Jeep, and now we have some people were saying 20 million, which is not totally correct. Okay, two things. The first one, don't forget the moment, the past deal, and that's what something that I said, but some people they didn't listen to it. In the past deal, Juventus was there, was on top. It's a reality. We knew the value of the brand. Of top of that, you had a Cristiano Ronaldo. That's why also the deal increased. It was not the initial deal that was 40 million euro for Jeep, okay? That's really important. Today, the reality is like that. Do I like it? No, I don't like it. But we are conscious, we are aware of it. And it's good to be aware of where you are and especially having an objective where you want to be again. Super important. The second thing is that the details were not really clear. So, Jeep will pay 23 million euro a year for Juve. 4 for the remaining games of this season, plus 19 for the next season, but we can see it as a 3-year deal. 23. It's 69 million euro. You will tell me 23 is really far away from the 40 million euro. Yes, but, pay attention, there is that additional deal of Visit Detroit that is on top of it. So it's not 69 million in total for 3 years with a double sponsor. No, it's only Jeep. On top of that, you have Visit Detroit. That has not been leaked, the exact numbers, but the rumors are saying it can be between a 5 to a 7 million euro per year on top of it from Visit Detroit. That means that we arrive towards a 28, 30 million euro a season. So here we are still far away from the 40. If you reach 30 million a year, it's far away from the 40, but we are getting closer. It's better 40 than 20, like some people were saying. On top of that, depending with Visit Detroit, if you are having fantastic, beautiful result in Serie A, who knows, maybe already winning it, you can maybe even go up to 35 million euro per year. And then we are really close. Is it a fantastic deal? No, it's not a fantastic deal. I would have lost 50 million euro only from Jeep with only one sponsor. But the reality is that we are at the moment in a difficult moment, and that we try to do, and we were obliged to go with a double sponsor to go as close as possible. So when you're telling me 30 million euro per year, I tell you, I think really that's the max that Juventus could do at the moment. Second part of the video, it's a long one, I didn't expect it, but that's the reality. Maurizio Scanavino, that is the CEO of Juventus, yesterday spoke in front of the microphones of Sport Media, said, what did he say? He spoke about Francesco Calvo, he said, look, in the reality, it's Francesco Calvo, we are speaking with him already since long time about his future, he feels that he's ready for a new journey, we'll speak about it towards the end of, at the end of this season of Serie A. Look, he didn't confirm that he's leaving. He didn't deny that he was leaving. He just said we'll speak about it later. Okay, what did you want to say? Until it's really official, black and white, it is what it is. Then he continues, speak about Giuntoli, because it's important. He speak about management, he speak about sporting management, he speak about coach, and he speak about players, he speak about everything. About Giuntoli, he said, look, whatever the result of Juventus, will we qualify or not qualify in Champions League, Giuntoli said that Juventus is a competitive team, or that will be a competitive team. And that's where he answered, look, the team is already complete. No, when the team is complete, we are already extremely strong and already really competitive. Wait. He's saying Cristiano Giuntoli is working at the moment and is already projecting, planning the future. Will we do it together with Giuntoli? Absolutely yes. Then he speaks about Tudor. About Tudor, he said, look, he had a really beautiful, positive impact. He's working extremely well. We are watching it. He's really extremely critical on himself, especially it's not easy because he has a really restrained team with all the injuries. We will do the World Cup for club together, and then we will take a decision. And third one. And then the fourth one about Chiellini, where he says, Willie is there with us only since 1 year, and he's working really well. Of course, he can continue to grow in that area. Then, in the future, we will see. So if you're looking at players, about management, about coach, about Giorgio Chiellini, for example, he's always saying the same. We are strong, we are beautiful, everything is okay. In the future, it will be okay. Beautiful. We continue with Giuntoli, we continue with Tudor, we continue with Chiellini, we continue with everyone. Looks like everything is beautiful. What did you want him to say? Guys, he's the CEO of a club. 2 games to be played. What do you want it to say? Announce a mega revolution saying that 3/4 of the team will be gone, that Giuntoli will lose his job, that Chiellini will be the president and actually saying to Ferrero, arrivederci. Do you want him to say that whatever? No, guys, these things politically, it's not okay to say. Now, there are some things where I don't agree with, and that's why he's saying with Tudor, we are really happy. We'll wait until the end of the Club World Cup and then we'll take a decision. And no. If from all the things that you said, if I can filter the politically correct or not, the one thing that I don't like is we will take a decision after the Club World Cup. And no. You take a decision before the World Cup. That you want to announce it or not, that's up to you. But you take a decision before the World Cup. And that's really important because more you wait, more you have a problem. More you wait, more you have a problem. What is the reality? About the players, guys, it's not that we are extremely strong even when we are complete. That you have potential with a young team, yeah, but that we are complete, super strong, fantastic, and no. There are a lot of things that we need to fix. For example, look at that picture of Dusan Vlahovic that is looking somewhere in the depth, in the far away, with Colomoni that is looking, saying, guy, what will you do? Will you free up a bit of money? Will you free up that spot? Because I want to be here, the number 9 of Juve, regardless of the other striker that will come. Can you move away? Of course, that's my own funny interpretation of a picture with the new shirt of Colomani and Dusan Vlahovic. There will be some changes. What about Chico Conceição? What about Renato Vega? There will be a lot of changes. We have a lot of loans that we need to fix, really. But not only, some players will leave. Cambiaso, maybe. What about the other ones? Some people will join, so there will be a lot of changes. On the management, look, Giorgio Chiellini yesterday, Matteo Moretto said, look, there is more and more the intention of Juve to bring Juventinità, something that we already said in the past. Giorgio Chiellini is a beautiful name. He's already at Juve. He has a role, institutional role, more a political role, where he's doing quite well. But Juventus is maybe even thinking to change him a bit of role, to make him a bit more active, maybe even on the sporting side, being closer to Giuntoli. But why not? And it's not to be excluded, a growth towards a position of vice president. I don't remember when I said it, but I'm sure that if Sir Raz is watching the video, probably already written it somewhere. I said, guys, Giorgio Chiellini, when he started the position, I said, oh, it's clear. The objective of Juve is clear. It's to start to teach him what he needs, because he already has a lot of things in his background, in his backpack of Juve. That Juventinità, he knows. Understanding the Juve world, he knows. But there are a few things, technical things that he needs to learn, because he's working towards a really high position that could be vice president. And I even said, I would not be surprised in the next 3 years, 5 years, if Giorgio Chiellini is the next president. I'm not sure. I don't know what will happen with Giorgio in terms of what will be his new position. Is it a bit too early, or will they already accelerate? But what I'm feeling is really they are pushing Giorgio Chiellini more and more in an active role. Let's see. Giorgio Chiellini, vice president. Would you say yes or no? Let me know in the comments. Another one that could join Juve, and I already made a video. I think I anticipated a lot of people on that when I told you there are 3 names that are circulating, or to replace or to be next to Cristiano Giuntoli. Remember I told you the sporting director of Bologna, Sartori, but I told you also Massara that is at the moment in France at Rennes, and I also added you Tognozzi, a welcome back of Tognozzi. Sartori is difficult, and I also said it back then, but the 2 other ones are resisting. Why not even both of them coming back in different roles? Could be to support, like for example, Massara, sporting director of Juve, with Cristiano Giuntoli, chief of football over him, so that they work together. Could be that Tognozzi is coming as a sporting director, that maybe that is coming again as a chief of scouts. We don't know, but the names are really pushing. And it's not over, because Antonio Conte is also pushing. Every single day there are new leaks. Chiellini e Conte, brividi Juve. Chiellini and Conte. About Chiellini, I already told you everything, more central in Juve. But what about Conte? Because yesterday there was some leak on La Verità, that it's an Italian paper. It's not a football paper, but it's a paper where they gave us, the reporters, a leak from one of the collaborators, a big one and a historical one, because he worked together with him at Inter, in La Nazionale. He worked together with him in Napoli. Now it is Gabriele Orreali, ex-Inter as well, a really important figure of Inter, where he potentially could have said, but it's a bit the Larry the Bird effect here, right? We don't know who is the source. He could have said to some people, look, this time I will not be able to go with him. I tell you that Gabriele Orreali, there are 2 teams where he cannot go with Conte, and they are Milan, uno, and it's Juventus. Orreali could not go. That's what he said, really honestly, really frankly. Look, I can follow you wherever you want, but I cannot go there. Why am I saying that? Because apparently, if this is true, it means that Antonio Conte already took his decision, that he will leave Napoli. Is it true? Is it not true? Will he change his mind if he wins or if he loses the Scudetto, because he's really in the run with 2 games to play? This is something that we will discover. But then you see it, Nicolo Schira is reinforcing the message, saying Antonio Conte is Juventus' main target for the coach for next season. And that's what I told you. The words about Scanavino on Tudor, on Chiellini, on Giuntoli, on the players, politically correct, yes. But then you have the reality, what is going on at the moment. And we have a lot of news. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know whatever you want, because it's a really long video here in the comment section. Grazie, forza, Juve.